overboard.
Welcome back, everyone, to another NRG on the ZX Spectrum in this pitiful... I don't even know where to start with this. Kung Fu Master on the ZX Spectrum. Yes, that noise is pretty terrible. Anyway, here we go. Just about moving. Kick, 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 kick. Anyway, sorry, the speed of this is absolutely terrible. This is based off the Data East classic in 1986, off the arcade Kung Fu Master, where you play as Thomas. The 5 levels of the Temple of Hell. That knife was had a strange physics to it. That knife, didn't it? Yeah, go and have to defeat the 5 guardians, the 5 evil guardians, to rescue your girlfriend Sylvia. And this had ports to many systems actually, just called Kung Fu on the NES, and it was released on the Commodore 64, and of course the Amstrad CPC. Both versions are interestingly different to this. They kind of look similar. The Commodore 64 version and the Amstrad, they look graphically similar, but they play very different. The Commodore version is actually very good. It's a pretty good conversion and very enjoyable to play with very good controls. The Amstrad looks okay. It moves okay as well, but it's got a bit of a shoddy control method going on. The hit detection's a bit odd, but it is miles away better than this on the Specky. The speed of this is just absolutely awful. It's so slow. It doesn't have the ethos of the original game at all. At least the Commodore and the Amstrad versions do move at a fair lick. The speed of this is terrible. The speed of the sprites are awful. The collision detection is off the bleeding chart of how terrible it is. Sometimes you'll hit people and sometimes you won't. We'll probably get... There you go, there's a good example there. Oh, and I kicked... There you go, I kicked that guy without even facing him. I kicked away and he fell over. Brilliant. You've obviously got some loads of sprite tearing going on, absolutely terrible. You've got the colour clashing. I'm not going to moan about the colour clashing so much. I mean, that's the Specky for you. That's not an issue. The sprite tearing, though, is just... I can't forgive that. All Clonomat henchmen. The behaviour, I mean, here's the man with the stick, who doesn't look like the man with the stick, but it is. I'm not going to use the punch at all. You have to use space to switch to punch, but it doesn't seem to do anything. I can't actually hit anybody with the punch, so we're just going to try and kick this guy before he hits me. And there we go. That's level 1 done. Just about. It's not that bloody easy either. To get used to the speed and how terrible the collision detection is, you've really got to anticipate a lot of things going on. So, yes. I can get to about level 4 in this. That's about it. As far as I've got, I've never actually completed it. I will try a completion attempt one day. Put my through it. There's a remake actually. It was released last year, I think in 2018. There was a remake on the Spectrum, of course, and it was actually pretty good. It actually removed. It brought back the speed. The controls are much tighter. The collision detection was much better as well. Here we go with the second level. Let's see what we get. Look how slow this is. So jump over the snake. The flying kick barely ever works. Oh, that hit me in the head. The flying kick seems to barely ever work, so I'm not even going to try and get the bouncy ball bombs. Oh, I'm trying to avoid everything and move quick. Where is it all? I mean, it's all disappeared. You go for screen after screen after screen with nothing on the second level, and then all of a sudden, boom, they all appear. There's a dragon. There's a bouncy bomb. Get out of the way of that. Just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Oh, someone's doing a strobe light in the window at the back there. Yeah, sorry if this is boring you, but this goes on for ages. And I haven't even mentioned the bloody sound yet, have I? Well, I did it in the intro. The intro sound was there. It's this, the beeper sound going on and on and on and on, trying to do a sort of version. Go away. Oh, right. So he goes into a somersault and then hugs me leg, like a dog on heat. Right, the dwarf things are... Oh, God almighty. They didn't even grab me there. He just walked into me and knocked me over. The dwarfs in this are just... You can't hit them. You should be able to jump over them. You can do that in the arcade. You can do that in the Amstrad version, jump and the Spectre and the Commodore version, so to say. You can't do that in this. It's almost like every henchman in this has an invisible wall in front of them, where you have to knock them over. They will not let you pass you. The knife men, their behaviour is just odd. Sometimes they'll just walk up to you like a normal henchman and not do a thing. And only take one hit to knock them down as well, if you can actually hit them. But sometimes they'll just wander and then they'll throw a knife and it just waves across the screen in a weird sort of corrupt way. It sort of flies like a bird, like a dove hatched from the ethers. It's bloody weird. Let's see if we can get to the boomerang guy at least. I'll try and get to the boomerang guy. Oh, that snake went the wrong way. I'm chasing the snake now. Yay! One good thing you can do is if you keep, because it uses this push scrolling, which is terrible as well. I mean, that's the sort of thing that the Amstrad used to do. Oh, look, this guy grabbed me when I wasn't even facing the wrong direction. And it's Strobe Light City with all the colour clashing going on. Yeah, probably the worst version of Kung Fu Master out there. Oh, I managed to hit that dwarf. Oh, no, oh, crap. And I'm dead. Yes. Yes, because the dwarf... I hit the first dwarf, but the second dwarf grabbed me, and then I couldn't get away. Just couldn't get away. So frustrating. So frustrating. As opposed to the other graphics, well, okay. The actual layout is not too bad. I do like the bright colours. I've just stamped on that snake, but nothing happened. The logo at the top's really nice, actually. That's nicely drawn. And HUD's pretty nice and clear as well. That's all good stuff. But the sprites are absolutely terrible. The movement is awful and so slow and unforgiving. Inconsistent as well. I mean, the Amstrad version scrolled and the Spectrum version didn't? What? That was normally a role reversal of that. But yeah, so it's got the slide scrolling, which is only like half slide scrolling as well. It's like half the screen is sliding. Which this game never happened in this game, so it's very off-putting. Very off-putting. But you can actually slide the screen away from certain henchmen and they will disappear into thin air. So let's try and get to the boomerang guy. I'm going to try and jump this guy. Oh, managed to jump him and flying kick. I think, oh, these guys are frozen. Oh, that's good. So these guys are now just frozen inside. So I managed to jump the guy. Jump the dwarf, and then he didn't know what to do. Probably the sprite behaviour is not programmed or something to know what happens, because he's supposed to sort of walk a bit and then turn around. That's what normally happens. Oh no! You see, the thing is, the knife guy shouldn't be able to grab you, because he never does usually. Come on in. Oh, right, here he is, the boomerang fella. Let's get the boomerang fella. Just sweep him, sod it. Oh, the boomerang. Oh, the boomerang's not too bad, actually. That looks kind of nice. Probably just as lethal. Let's just kick him quickly. There's no stairs or lifts or anything, by the way. On the arcade, you have stairs. On the Commodore, you have a lift, I think. Or do you have stairs on the Commodore? Yeah, but you have an elevator lift kind of thing on the Ami. So we've got through to... we've got through stage 2, just about, after losing 2 lives. But I think I'm going to leave it there, because this game is just so slow and it sounds terrible. I mean, the music is just... it makes you want to tear your ears off. But there it is. Kung Fu Master, 1986, on the ZX Spectrum. Not a good port. Not a good port at all. I avoid this one if you want a decent 8-bit home conversion of Kung Fu Master. NES version, Commodore 64 version will be my recommendations. Thanks for watching. Novabug. Out.